we're here again with another episode of the Daily Deuce, your favorite father and son duo talking about the best in sports. As usual, I'm Dante Webster.
And I'm John Webster. Welcome back, Dante. It's been a little while.
It's been a while, but we're back again, and we're here, and we're going to do this the way we've always done it. So it's June, and as you know, in June, we have the NBA Finals. Basketball time, the most important games of the year. And this year we have Cavaliers-Warriors Part 4. Part 4 is always usually the worst out of all of them because at this point we just want it to be over. But doesn't seem to be that way this year. It actually seems like the series starting off pretty solid. What have you seen thus far, and who do you have?
I've seen a competitive series so far. Cleveland should have won Thursday night.
Absolutely.
A couple calls didn't go the way they wanted them to go. Mistake on time and score at the end. But there's also things that happen in the beginning of the game that can lose a game for you as well. I think Cleveland still is in it. A lot of people think that that was their best shot. I don't agree. Klay Thompson is doubtful for tonight. Andre Iguodala, doubtful for tonight. And I just think Golden State does not always play 4 quarters. They go to sleep at the wheel sometimes. I think Cleveland still has a good chance. And I still believe the series will go 6 or 7 games.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. I don't agree with any of it. I think that was their best shot. I think they probably are done. I think they'll get one. They'll still win at home. I think they'll still win at home because, you know, it's LeBron. So they'll still win at home. I think you could really blame that loss on 3 players, which is really sad, but you could literally put it on 3 guys.
And who are they?
Jordan Clarkson, J.R. Smith, George Hill. Jordan Clarkson plays terribly in the most of that game, into the first half, ends it with turnovers, can't buy a shot. He's terrible. Played for the Lakers. I respect him. Terrible. Glad he's gone. Now, J.R. Smith. Bonehead play at the end of the game, doesn't know the score, which can happen to anybody, to be absolutely fair. It didn't happen to anybody, but it happened to him. You kind of wish it doesn't happen to somebody like that because they already have a bad reputation and people think that you're either A, careless, or you just lose track of situations. So I would wish it wouldn't happen to a guy like that, but it was him, unfortunately. That's how it goes. George Hill, basically, you're not going to end the game, but you give your team a way better shot if you close it out, if you make those free throws to end it. You could put your team up 1 point. Now, it's 1 point, other team has a timeout, and you can advance the ball. I'm pretty sure they'll get a good shot. They have a good coach. Unlike Cleveland, we still don't know. So they have a good coach, so maybe they can draw something up and get a good – you have a good coach, and you have 3 of the best shooters in the NBA. Chances are you'll probably be able to get a decent look. And the other thing I'll say, even if you say Klay Thompson doesn't play and Iguodala doesn't play, yes, that matters. KD won't have another game that bad in the series. If you look at KD's points, I think he had 20-plus points, but the field goal percentage was bad. He struggled to get a lot of his shots. He was getting he had a lot of open looks. He just missed them. And all the points that he had to work hard for. He was working hard for mid-range jumpers, pull-ups, fadeaways. It's not the game you want to play. I mean, he'll make them, but you're making him work for all his points. He won't have another game in the series where he shoots that bad on a consistent basis. So I think probably was their best shot at least in Oakland. That was probably their best shot at a win. I think if you take it back to Cleveland, you're going to get back to Cleveland, of course, because you got game 3 and 4 there. In Cleveland, I think they have a chance. In Oakland, I don't think they'll have another shot at stealing one. I think this ends in 5 in Oakland. That's just me.
Well, I don't see it ending in 5. And this series, the last series, if I'm not mistaken, Cleveland was down 2-0, going home against Boston, and the same thing was being said. You said the same thing to me then. They had the best shot and they couldn't do it. They go home, they're going to win both games. I'm guaranteeing they win both games at home. I'm also saying Golden State's going to go to sleep for 1 game. So that's 3 wins for Cleveland. 6 or 7 games this series is going, Dante.
Goes 5.
No doubt in my mind.
Goes 5. Celtics were young. Young teams make mistakes. Golden State makes mistakes, but they will make you pay a lot more than the Celtics will. Golden State may have had a better team. I mean, the Celtics may have had a better team than Golden State, to be absolutely fair. But Golden State's here. Golden State has 2 great players, 2 really good players, and as bad as they're top heavy, but the roster isn't as bad. So I think it'll be 5. You think it'll be 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. I guess we will see. And when we get back together next time, we'll probably be celebrating the Golden State Championship. And that's just how it's going to be.
We will see. We will see.
Okay, and we're back. And in addition to the NBA Finals, we also have the Stanley Cup Finals going on at the same time. And this year, DC's beloved Capitals have made the finals. They're playing the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and this is Golden Knights' first year as a franchise, expansion team. Expansion teams usually end up in the lottery. Never usually go this far, but Las Vegas Golden Knights made it this far and even took game one. But we have the Capitals here. They're up 2-1, and what are your thoughts about the series?
It's exciting. First Stanley Cup Finals here in D.C. in 20 years. Last time we had a finals here, the Caps were swept by the Detroit Red Wings, 4-0. So this is exciting. It's also exciting for Ovechkin. Hopefully they can win one for the Great Eight, and I think they're playing very well. The thing that I hope that they continue to do is not try to get in all-out skating with Vegas. That's what they did the first game, all-out shootout, and they lost 6-4. They're keeping the games right now. They won last night 3-1. They won the second game in Vegas 3-2. That's a low-scoring game. That's what they need to do. They need to keep playing good defense. They need to keep hitting and playing really hard.
Oh, you stopped. Okay, that's my turn to go on the hockey thing. All I know is the Capitals have Alexander Ovechkin and they have Devontae Smith-Pelly. Got to shout out the black guys in hockey because we don't know that many of them. So we have to give him his credit. So shout out to Devontae Smith-Pelly. And as long as they have him, I'm rooting for them.
And he scored a goal.
He did. He scored a goal last night. I did see that. So I'm pulling for the local team right now. You know, usually I don't, but I am going to pull for them.
And it was good that he scored. It made up for the play he had in the first game when he didn't clear the puck. And
he had a bad play to start the last game too, didn't he?
Yes. No, last game he played okay. But the first game he didn't clear the puck. Vegas scored. That was the difference in the game. But this game, the whole team played well. And like I said, the defense is going to be a key. Smith-Pelly plays great defense. Ovechkin is not only skating and scoring goals, he's putting his body on the line, diving in front of pucks, taking the puck, getting hit with it. He's doing everything. It's an all-out team effort. The unique thing about this, the general manager for Vegas, George McVie, used to be the manager for the Washington Caps. He was the one that drafted Ovechkin, so he is an architect for both the franchises.
It's actually a very good thing. In terms of architecting DC franchises, what do you think all this means for DC as a sports town? Is DC on the rise? Will they finally be considered? DC is one of the major media markets, so by no means can you call them a small-time town, but can you call them a large sports town? Will this finally give DC a little bit more notoriety, credibility as a sports town?
Well, I think this helps it a great deal. The Nats are playing well. They're a half game out of first place right now behind Atlanta. That's good.
Consistent playoff contender.
Yeah, a consistent playoff contender. That's really important. The Caps are a consistent playoff contender. They just never got this far before.
Wizards typically in the playoffs for last years.
You need the Wizards, the Bullets, whichever you want to go with.
The proper name.
To really step up and become more than just a first-round wonder. They need to go further and deeper into the playoffs. That's what needs to happen. Washington Redskins.
Probably need to fire Bruce Allen so they can make moves.
They need to find a way to get to the playoffs. They need to find a way to get to the playoffs. Hockey, this is great. If you looked at the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals, and they had the viewing party at the arena where the Capitals play. It was packed, 14,000 to 17,000 people there.
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable.
You look
and
outside
it's great.
Chinatown, it's crazy every night.
Oh yeah, and last night before they had a party outside before the game even started, and a couple of the Caps even rode the Metro line to the game yesterday.
Were they okay?
So, I think to go back to what you're saying, is it a sports town? Yes, it's good that the Caps are winning, but you need a basketball team to win too, and you need a football team to win. Unfortunately,
your baseball team too.
Well, the baseball team is there, but you need those other two to step up too. That really would make it a complete. When you look at somewhere like Boston, the Celtics are competing every year. The Red Sox are competing every year. Boston Bruins are competing every year, and then the Patriots are competing every year.
And if you look at a city like Philadelphia this year, everything kind of turned around. The Sixers were expected to be really good. The Flyers did a good job this year. Eagles won a Super Bowl. Villanova won a title. Phillies surprisingly weren't terrible this year. I didn't know that was going to happen. So, I think it goes in every direction. I think we are on the rise as a sports town. I think you had to note that we always were one, but now the national scene, everybody's going to take notice. And the DC sports curse is over, and from here it'll only get bigger and better.
I hope you're right.
Take me out to the ball game. I don't know the rest of the words of the song, but it's baseball season. We're back in it. It's the middle of June. More than 50 games have been played at this point. So I guess we'd say we're about a quarter of the way through the season. Orioles are in last place. Nats are near first. So, that's how our teams are doing. How are you feeling about the baseball season? Who are we liking right now?
I will always be an Orioles fan. That will never change. It is a struggle this year to watch them. You and I went to the game Monday when they played the Nats on Memorial Day. That was a real struggle to watch.
6-0 shutout, baby.
Yeah. Orioles have problems putting runs together. Sometimes they have problems with pitching. Last night when they lost to the Yankees.
So what you're saying is every facet of the game?
They're struggling. They had 3 errors last night, and that's not a normal Orioles team. They've always been good at defense. Offense has been the home run, and the pitching has been you get us through the 6th inning, then we bring the bullpen in. The bullpen is not really doing well this year. You're getting spotty pitching. Dylan Bundy started off well, then he had a middle part of the season where he struggled. He's gotten back on, doing well again. Goswin started off slow, was doing well. Now he's a little bit here and there. It's just a rough time. I've told you and I've said to others, this team right now is 17-40, 17-41. I would go ahead and have a fire sale and trade everybody and try to get some picks because they're not going anywhere this year with the team they have.
So I'll say the Nationals started off a little slow, but they're coming along strong right now. You still have great starting pitching for the Nationals. That's going to be their rock right now. You're looking for the offense to continue to improve, but right now they're getting themselves back to the place you thought they'd be at the beginning of the season, leading the NL East, trying to get themselves in World Series contention, only a quarter of the way through the season. But outside of those two teams, who are we liking right now? Who do you see as being the lead dogs? Who are the World Series front runners right now?
I still see Houston in the American League. They're tough. The Angels have been playing good ball in the American League as well. That American League Central is a struggle. They're all 500 or below 500. In the National League, the Nats, I think, are a tough team. One of the teams that they thought was going to be good this year in the National League is the Dodgers. They're really struggling. The Giants get Madison Bumgarner back sometime this month. We'll see how that works out for them. Cubs are really hot and cold. So the thing,
paid $126 million to a guy. He's not really either. He's not playing or he's not playing well. Which one is it?
Which one are we talking about?
Darvish. I think he's not playing well. I think he was injured for a while, but I just think now he's not playing well. So
it's a struggle. I think right now you look at the Nats are a half game out of first place, and I think they're a strong team in the National League. As long as you have Max Scherzer and Strasburg, and you're throwing them out every 5 days, that's tough. And Jeremy Hellickson, he pitched for the Orioles last year and struggled. He's doing a very good job this year for the Nats. So Gio Gonzalez is doing a good job as well too. They're a tough team to beat. They're very tough. You got Bryce Harper over there. He's still doing well. Trey Turner's a great hitter, can steal a lot of bases. It's a very good team. Very good team. Everything I wish the Orioles could be.
Can't leave out the Yankees or the Red Sox this year. You left out the AL East. I think you ignored that division on purpose because you're in it and you know you're not going to be at the top of it. Can't ignore either one of them this year. I think that if we look at it that way, there are a lot of good teams in the AL that'll probably contend. I don't know who will come out of the NL right now. The NL, I think everybody's still waiting on everything to just kind of the dust to settle and everybody to really get started. Like the teams that we thought would be good, we're still waiting to see, will they turn things around? Will they get better? I think in the AL, we're going to have really good competition here. I think this will be really close. I think that we probably got our best preview of the ALCS this week when the Astros played the Yankees. I think we may have gotten an early preview. Just what I'm feeling right now. In the National League, I think I may see the Nationals, not sure who else.
Well, you can't sleep on Boston. And Houston and Boston are playing each other this weekend. And Boston's really tough. They are very tough, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Well, that wraps it up for another episode of the Daily Deuce. Today we have gone through and we've discussed the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals, and we've also discussed DC as a sports town and baseball. Were there any parting thoughts that you wanted to share with us today? Were there anything you wanted to tell me today? Like Michael Jordan's the greatest player ever, LeBron James, greatest player. Any last sporting thoughts that you had in your mind right before we close up?
I'll tell you like I've always told you. I have respect for LeBron James. He's a great player. But the greatest of all time is Michael Jordan. Fact.
I don't disagree with you. I always say different eras and everything. I may end up changing my opinion. I'm young, so I may end up just being like LeBron may be the greatest thing we've ever seen as an athlete. It's just my personal opinion. We're going to get into that next time, most likely. We can sit here. We can go through our list of the greatest players ever. We'll make sure we don't leave off any Lakers because you can't make a list without them. Not Kobe, but the other ones. It's hard for me to admit, but I'm honest. So, another episode of the Daily Deuce. We're giving you all the sports that you need. And until next time, I've been Dante Webster.
And I'm John Webster. Thanks for joining us today.